Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of your Day Interviews, and today I'm back for my weekly Saturday Spotlight video for this week. This one we're going to be doing a spotlight on Henry from The Walking Dead season 7 to 9, basically is his time throughout the series. I do believe he was introduced about halfway through season 9, I think, but you know, we're basically like a season 7 character all the way to season 9. So this one was suggested, of course, by Brian Archam, so I definitely want to give a shout out to him for suggesting this video. Of course, he comments on a lot of my videos, so definitely want to give him a shout out for suggesting this video. And of course, this week, shout out goes out to Brian Archam. So if you want to get a shout out from me from next week, all you got to do is, first of all, I want you to suggest next week's character spotlight. You got to be the first one to comment, and also I will give you a shout out in the next video, and I will tell everybody to subscribe to your channel. So for this week, everybody go subscribe to Brian Archam, of course. So and I'm sure you guys know who he is because he's a subscriber to my channel, and he comments a lot of my videos and stuff. So definitely big shout out to him for sure. So yeah, really cool stuff. So write in the comments below which one you guys want to see next week. So for this one, so Henry, so this to me is Henry. It's like he's got two different characters. I mean, it's very different, because we have like the younger version of Henry, which is like the majority of the time we spend with him, and then in his last like half season or so, he is an older, teenage type of version, like my age, or maybe, about a year older, or something like that. So, in terms of Henry, though, throughout the series, which one I like better, the younger version or the older version? I'm actually going to pick the older version. I actually like season 9 Henry, after, post time skip. I like that version of Henry. I think that's really cool. And he took a lot of comic Carl's, parts in the comics, too. So, with Lydia and all that kind of stuff. So, we, of course, see him in Season 7. His brother Ben is pretty much the only one taking care of him. I mean, Ezekiel and some of the others are, too. But, Morgan, of course, teaches him the staff, of course, which is really cool. And then, of course, throughout the season, he loses his brother to the Saviors. So, in Season 8, he wants to fight. He's going out there and he's killing zombies and he's doing all this reckless kind of stuff. And Henry is kind of trying to do whatever he can to fight and try to kill as many saviors as he can because he wants to get the guys that killed his brother. So I like the part where she told him in season 8. Carol told him in season 8. She's like, "Do you know what happens to kids when they go running around the woods? They're never seen again, and if they do, they're monsters." Which is a callback to Sophia in season 2, and as a matter of fact, the younger kid that played Henry in the earlier seasons of The Walking Dead is actually the same one, or the brother of the girl that played Sophia in the earlier seasons of Walking Dead. So, I find that cool, and they kind of do look alike a little bit. So, I like that, and that's kind of a fun factor there too. So, and then Carol kind of has a throwback to Sophia when she said that to him. So that's kind of cool. Now, of course, Carol, she tries to protect him, but Henry's reckless and he's trying to kill the Saviors. And of course, when Morgan's about to kill Gavin, he kind of steps in and kills him. So, that kind of bugs Morgan, and then you have the whole, what it is, you were supposed to, which I found kind of annoying in season 8. To be honest, that was one of the things that I didn't like in season 8, but whatever. I guess it's just something Morgan was going through, but I just found it annoying, But of course, Henry goes missing after the whole Saviors incident, of course, with the machine gun. I want the guy who killed my brother, and I like how Alden was just like, killing him. You're only going to feel better for a couple minutes, and then for a little while, and then it's over. You're not really. It's not, it's not really going to help you long term, even if you do kill the one that killed your brother, But of course, it was Jared, and then stupid Jared gets out, which you guys know. If you guys were watching my reviews in season 8, you guys know in most of my reviews, I was like, please kill Jared, please kill Jared. And then, of course, he finally actually got killed off. But, if you go back and see some of my Season 8 Walking Dead reviews, you'll know full well that I don't like Jared at all. Like, around the second half of the season in my reviews, I was like, oh my god, I want to see this guy get killed off so bad. Like, it's actually ridiculous. But, of course, Morgan kills him, and Morgan tells Henry that I got the guy that killed your brother, So, we have all that stuff, of course, and then in Season 9, we have the time skip, we get to see this the incident with him on the bridge. Of course, he's giving Justin the water, and he just kind of knocks him down. Of course, then he takes the staff and trips him. So yeah, learning some skills from Morgan for sure. So we get to see that, and then we get to see the time skip. We get to see older Henry, of course, at the kingdom. He's going to the hilltop. Be a blacksmith, that type of deal, and of course he kind of him and him, and he kind of notices that Carol and Daryl haven't seen each other for a long time, so there is that, of course, and they get to see Daryl. I like when she said need a ride, stranger, and I do like as well kind of when they run into the Saviors, and he's like well, okay, the kid can have the stick bag, you guys can have the horse and the buggy and all that kind of stuff. We're gonna take the food, and we'll take that wedding ring of yours too, and I like when she lights the Saviors on fire, and then later on when they're kind of they're on their way to go see Daryl. I like when she's kind of like they kind of hold hands for a minute, and Henry notices. He's just like, you have the ring back, and she doesn't ask any questions, he's like, okay, so my mom obviously just killed tons of Saviors or did something because she somehow got that ring back, so Henry's like, okay, my mom's pretty badass, that's for sure. So I like that for sure. That was really, really cool. So we have that, of course, and then we get to see them to get to Daryl's camp, and of course we have Dog, who kind of almost gets killed by some zombies there. We have Henry and Daryl kind of helping each other out and stuff, and then of course Daryl decides to go to the hilltop with Carol and Henry. So they go there, of course. We get to see Henry be kind of disappointed because he likes Enid, and of course she's with Alden, so that kind of saddens him. And then, of course, we get to see him, hang out with some of the kids. And of course, they drink some moonshine, and they start getting a little wasted and stuff. And of course, they find him and they put him in the cell. And Tara's just like, oh my god, like I can't believe I have to deal with this. He threw up on my boots and stuff. And of course, they put him in the cell. And I like how Earl too, when he was in the when they put Henry in that cell for the night. Earl was talking to Henry, and he's just like, I've been there. Literally, right there in that cell, So I like that as well. That was also really cool. So, of course, he's in the cell. Lydia's in the cell when they capture her. And, of course, Henry and her kind of start to become, more than friends, And I like when, Daryl, he's kind of listening up. He's kind of listening at the window, of what they're kind of saying to each other. And he gets pissed off at Henry, of course, and then Henry is kicked out of the cell. But of course, she's kind of scared to be alone, so, he kind of doesn't let her stay the night alone. And of course, we have the stuff starting between Henry and, Lydia. So we get to see that, of course, and then Alpha wants her daughter back, and of course, they kind of have no choice if they want to get Alden and Luke back, so they do, and, of course, Henry just can't live with it, so he goes after Lydia, and of course, Beta runs into him. So, yeah, I like that stuff. Of course, he just pulls him right up on top of the mountain, And then, of course, they as soon as they're about to kill Henry, they're about to make Lydia do it. Daryl comes in with the Whisper mask on, so that was really, really, really cool stuff as well. So, of course, Connie, Daryl, Dog, Lydia, and Henry, they all go to an apartment building or some kind of like warehouse place or something. It looked like an apartment building, but the more I think about it, it's like some kind of warehouse place, of course. But anyway, they're like they're in the buildings and stuff, and we get to see the fight between Daryl and Beta. Of course, we get to see Henry and Lydia fight the Whispers with Connie, and basically, we get to see the fair, of course, which is something that, was a big part in the comics. And then, to my surprise, because I didn't think they were actually going to do this, they actually have Henry be one of the heads on Pikes. So, really, I think with Henry, he's a character that, in the first couple seasons, I was like, I don't know, but then in season 9, I really liked what they did with him and Lydia and their kind of relationship. And then, as soon as I started caring about Henry, they killed him off, so that's my thoughts on him. I think Henry's a pretty good character. I like season 9 Henry a lot, and I was finally at a place with Henry where I was like, okay, I can watch this character for a couple more seasons, but of course they decide to kill him off and have it be like a big surprise with the Pikes and stuff. So, in terms of Henry's character throughout the series, he's a pretty good character, maybe not as good as, Carl would have been if Carl would have had these parts from the comics, but, he's a character that definitely I enjoyed watching throughout the series for the time he was on the show, and you know, would I say I'm gonna miss him? Yeah, you know, because there's some stuff coming up with Comic Carl that, you know, Henry would have taken, but they're gonna obviously have to give that to someone else. And what are they gonna do with Lydia now? Is my question too. So, you know, I guess we'll have to see. Will they kind of go through a loop and kind of trick us, and then actually have Lydia be killed off by, you know, by the Whispers or something? Would Alpha want them to just kill Lydia like that? I don't know, but definitely, you know, something to think about for sure. And you know, definitely Henry's character is a character that I know there was a small you know, fan base of people that you know, that kind of liked him. So definitely for that, you know, this video is definitely for you guys. And you know, for Henry's character, you know, I hope that we get some other kind of character like him to take Comic Carl's, you know, parts from the comics, but maybe we won't. You know, maybe that's just something we're gonna have to kind of deal with. So, in terms of that, really, really excited though to, you know, to see what you guys, you know, think about Henry throughout the series. And I don't know how much longer I'll actually talk about his character, but he was a good character, and both actors played him really, really well. The second one played him a bit better. I like the older Henry, but you know, I mean, they were both really, really cool. So, of course, write in the comments section below who do you guys want to see for our character spotlight video for next week, and I will pick the first one who comments, of course, and give you a shout out for next week's video. But for this week, shout out to Brian Archam for suggesting this video. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my Walking Dead videos, of course, if you're new here. And of course, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.